listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into our new Grow, Thrive, and Inspire podcast from RE/MAX Lake of the Ozarks. My name is Kaylen, and I am so pumped to bring you this podcast and bring it to life. I have Jeff Krantz and Jason Whittle here with us, our broker owners. And guys, can you believe this? Our first podcast episode.
I know you're not excited at all. I mean, she's about to jump out of her chair. You can't see her, but she's literally standing on the chair. They've been working so hard on this.
Hey, it's really happening.
It is
We're
really
doing
happening.
this.
I can't believe it. I got this great backdrop behind me, and man, it is awesome.
We even have microphones. I'm
It
like
does.
a
It
little
looks-
bit weirded out here. So
It looks cool.
yeah,
I'm loving it.
I am too.
So lots of agents and individuals requested a podcast such as this one for our area. So we wanted to bring it to you listeners for 3 reasons: to grow, thrive, and inspire. Whether you're a consumer traveling to the lake looking for things to do or an open house to attend, or an individual who's looking to expand their personal development via their professional or personal life, or an individual interested in joining the real estate industry, our unique market, or you're already an existing agent, guess what? We got something for everyone. Guys, tell our listeners more about Grow, Thrive, and Inspire and why that mission is so important to us.
Well, as you all know, a mission statement is kind of what you live by, and we had been in existence. Our company was started by Frank Christensen, and it was started back in the late '80s, and we had a mission statement. But as mission statements go, it wasn't top of mind. It wasn't something that was clear and easily thought about and shared, and so we thought it was time to bring that into today, to start over.
Well, really, that's only about half the truth, Jeff, because it was an awesome mission statement, but it was really complex, and then they brought me along, and I'm not very smart, and so we had to cut it down to 3 words: grow, thrive, and inspire, because I couldn't remember all the other, it's Fred, or it's Jeff, or I can't remember. It was
It's Fred, that's right.
and it was good. It had all of the things that were important to our company, but really we just wanted something that was the heartbeat of our company, but at the same time was something that we could all remember.
It's not an easy thing to come up with. You say it's 3 words, and it is, but it stands for a lot more than 3 words.
It does.
And we really had to work hard to figure out Grow, Thrive, and Inspire.
So guys, tell me how you grow.
Well, that's a great question. And there's a lot of aspects, there's a lot of depth to all of these words, and I don't know how much time we have with all of them, but the GROW really stands for 3 different things. We're interested in personal growth, company growth, and then growth of the industry. We feel like that as realtors, as professional real estate realtors, that we owe it to ourselves, that we owe it to the company, and we owe it to our industry to make sure that we are performing at a top notch and that we're always growing. And you can probably add more.
So that first part, professional growth, we started out by talking about attitudes. Every day is defined by your attitudes, so we want to start with positive attitudes. We want to start, that grow part out by providing a complete agent development. So basically, we want to provide the support and training that our agents need, so that they so that they can have what they need to continue growing their business. We've never been a company that looks for the most agents. We look for agents that are continually building their business, so increasing the services they can provide to their buyers and sellers, and creating a healthy, growing business for themselves. That's the way we want to grow.
Now tell me more about Thrive. Thriving is very important in everybody's life. I think everybody tries to think about thriving and different ways that they can thrive. So dive into Thrive a little bit for me.
Yeah, so Thrive's a little bit more in depth, but it's still just one of those critical things. It's kind of an abstract idea, but at the same time, we tried to break it down into things that people could remember tangible things that they could think about as they were developing their business and as they were working with clients. The first thing that we want to do is we want to thrive by providing atypical service, and whether that's demonstrating a give before we get, or whether it's creating a win-win or not doing the deal at all. And then also making sure that our agents and ourselves, that we have the most local market expertise. So that's how we want to provide atypical service. The second part of that is that we want to provide clear goals and vision. We always want to make sure that we know where we're going, why we're going, and how we're going to get there.
And you do that from an agent perspective and also like as a community perspective as well.
Absolutely. Each one of these, and that's why we did it, is it's so multifaceted. It is simple, but at the same time, when you really dig down and look at it, and you really start thinking about it, at every level of our professional and personal lives are kind of intertwined in this. So,
well, I'm glad you said that, Jason, because it's, planning affects. It doesn't just affect our company. It doesn't just affect the individual agents, but it affects how they serve their clients. And when you said it's about the area, Kaylen, if our agent is not, does not have the best plan, it works its way all the way back to the client. So you're right. It's not just about the business or the agent's business. It's about the client finding the place they want or getting that client's property sold. So it is.
Thriving,
it's bigger.
Yeah,
thriving is much bigger. I mean, ultimately, the end of it is we want to work to live, not live to work. We want to manage those activities in a healthy manner so that we can. It sounds weird, but so we can be the best we can be.
So many times this business will just absolutely spit you up and chew you out if you let it. I mean, you work your life away if you're not careful. And so, and if you're not, and the key to everything is being intentional. And so this is kind of the litmus test to make sure, okay, is what we're doing, is this part of Thrive? Is this part of our work-life balance, and making sure that everything we do gets measured versus this grow, thrive, and inspire.
Well, and finally, guys, let's talk about inspire for a second. I mean, I'm feeling inspired in here doing this podcast. It's pretty epic. So dive into inspire for me.
You know what? Lots of times, unfortunately, this business is looked at as transactional, and we just want to be the absolute opposite. And so, to us, that inspire word, it starts with ourselves and our agents. We have to seek daily motivation. We have to surround ourselves with other successful, like-minded people. We have to literally protect that attitude because, again, to do the best job that you can and to have the healthiest business that you can, for us to have the healthiest office that we can, we need to protect that attitude. So, we want to start by inspiring ourselves. Then we want to branch out and talk about how we inspire other agents. So we want to share. We want to share the things that work with us. We want to lead by example. Those are all part of that inspire.
That other agent idea, we try to live by the idea, we call it the theory of abundance. The more that I help others, the more that I share with others, the more it comes back. It's not, the pie doesn't get divided into more pieces, the pie just grows. And so that culture that's been created here, that's the other thing about a mission statement. It's not always, it's not just a litmus test, it's who you are. It's the heartbeat of your company. We already had these things in place. We just wanted to put it down so that we never lost our way, because sometimes you can lose your way as you're growing and as things change, as people retire and new people come in. We just want to make sure that we never lose our path of where we've been and where we want to continue to go. So other agents, and then the last thing, and probably obviously one of the most important things, is with our clients. We want to inspire our clients to really understand them. Like Jeff hit on it a lot. He talked about not being transactional. And unfortunately, this business sometimes has a it becomes transactional for some people. We want to make sure that we're not. We want to make sure that it's relationship based, that our clients are our clients for life, that we're listening to their needs, that we're not just trying to go to the next deal, but we're listening to them. We want to take care of them. We want to get them in the house that they want and want the house that they get. And so,
and make those dreams come true. It sounds like that's pretty inspiring.
It can kind of sound cliche-ish, to help. I make people's dreams come true, but it really is, especially in our market. Wouldn't you agree, Jeff? Because we're in a want, not a need market. We're in a second home market. So
yeah, the Lake of the Ozarks is amazing because it provides, tourist destinations and lots of fun things to do. So we see just a variety of different types of people and all sorts of different situations in real estate, really. And it provides us a great opportunity to really leverage, meeting and creating those new relationships.
Well, and you guys, we were all involved in bringing this about, and so there was a lot of discussion that went into this, to the Grow, Thrive, Inspire. Jason said, "Well, we wanted to simplify it." Well, I think everybody can see now that it's not as simple. But when you look at this company, the company is made up of agents and admin, and tremendous. I mean, the strength of our company is literally the people that work here, and we have such an amazing group of people that we wanted to come up with something that was clear to everyone. And we believe that Grow, Thrive, Inspire is that, and we think that it not only touches all of our agents, but all the admin, and we can impact those buyers and sellers. And it does sound kind of funny when you say, we're making dreams come true, but living in a vacation home market creates a very unique challenge. We're a want, not a need. People want to be here. They don't necessarily need to be here. And when you talk about a want, not a need, that just the fact that we have that type of market impacts our sellers differently. It impacts the buyers differently. You're often working with people over long distances, different time frames, and people have looked forward to this for a long, long time. So we take it really seriously. We want to do the best job that we can.
Well, I love that our mission in itself is just so contagious, and we can see that impact growing throughout the community already. But if you guys could offer one piece of advice, whether that be to an agent, new or existing, or even a client or consumer that's in our market, where is the best place to start when you start thinking about, taking positive action and living by those standards?
Well, I would think that probably the number one spot you got to start with is yourself. I think if I'm understanding your question right, you always have to look in first. Like, I can't help anybody else unless I'm in a good spot myself. So I want to make sure that I'm learning based. I want to make sure that I'm on top of my game. I understand the markets inside and out. I understand how to price things. I understand all the little nuances. There's so many crazy little nuances here at the lake in selling and buying real estate. And so getting yourself into that professional kind of being at the top of your game, if you don't start there, I don't know how you can help anybody else. And I don't know if that's exactly the question you were asking, but
well, I appreciate definitely the in-depth, and you definitely hit on the parts that no.
Tell me the truth.
Yeah, kind of. You slightly went around that question, but no, you definitely had some impactful thoughts on that. But what I'm looking for is more of like what you guys tell our agents or our consumers about when they get up in the day and they start thinking about their personal development and just their life. Like, where does that start?
Well, I think you did a pretty good job, Jason. I really do, and I wanted to piggyback it. I got excited about that, but it's about the why. And that's kind of where you were headed, or what, at least what I heard. And so
you always hear the best of me.
So for an agent, they really have to dig deep. It goes back to that planning and knowing where you're going. You you can't get there if you don't have a map, if you don't know where you're going. And
It's
so
that old saying, you
it
aim
is.
for nothing, you hit it every time.
Right,
so.
it's defining it. We were into that business planning for a long time, and sometimes business planning is a word that or a phrase that is kind of overwhelming. It doesn't have to be. It's just discovering your why, knowing what drives you and motivates you and gets you up, and why you want to create a different experience for your clients. And that passion, it creates passion. So we're big on talking about that and kind of trying to help drive those details and get to that for the agents. I believe it's the same for a buyer or seller at the
it's
lake.
exactly the same.
And
We
it's
talk a lot
important.
about that. You've got to, since we're a want, not a need, when you're in a need, it's pretty easy to know your seller or buyer's.
Absolutely.
Because they have a job change and they have to sell. But here, because you're dealing with a want, not a need, you have to understand their why, and you have to help them remember sometimes, because they can get lost in the details if they forget their why.
Sometimes the buyers show up and they're so excited they want to jump in the car and go look. And we counsel the agents to try to get them to slow down just a little bit, and so we can spend some time finding out what are their real goals, what are their expectations as far as where they want to be, and what kind of, do they want that massive view, or do they want to have a really protected area for the grandkids to swim in? What are they looking for? Do they want rental income at that condo project? That agent, to do the best job they can, the agent needs to understand what is driving that buyer, what's their why. And so that's a big.
And you can't do that just with a list of a few questions of what are you looking for? Square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms, price point? Those things are things that are going to come. But if you don't start with a why, all that other stuff really doesn't matter.
I absolutely agree with you. Can you guys give our listeners some of your whys or your why?
Absolutely.
I can give you some names. Let's see. Cassie, Jacob, Zach. Now we've got Lincoln Ann and Marley May, our granddaughters.
grandbabies.
So, yeah, Melissa is a big why for me. Mm-hmm.
I'd run through all my kids. It'd take too long to get through all of them. But no, there's multifaceted a why.
And it changes.
It does change. And, we've talked about it. We talk about it a lot at the brokerage level. I remember when I first came on in February of 2015 to this company, and Momentum had just started, which is this complete agent development program. And as broker owners, we got to go to Kansas City and sit in this room of 15 other owners. And that was one of the first things we did. We went around the room and talked about our why. And as I sat in that room with these 15 other people, it was so apparent that I had came to the right place, because it wasn't just their why. I knew Jeff and George's whys lined up with mine, but to hear from a whole organization, from a whole brand, of knowing that we're here as owners to serve our agents, to serve our clients, to serve our people, to truly and I don't want this to sound cliche, because it can, but to truly change people's lives. And that's what's one of the coolest things that we get to see, because Jeff and I get to sit down with our agents often. And it's not always about real estate. Sometimes it's about life. Sometimes it's about taking more time off. Sometimes it's about getting their finances in order. Sometimes we had one agent that hadn't taken a vacation in 3 years. She was new to our company. We're like, you are taking a vacation this year. And so I feel like a lot of our why revolves around their whys, and that's just changing their lives. And then, of course, just some selfish whys are just being able to give and being able to travel and that spending quality time with our family. It's really important to all three of us, Jeff, George, and myself. So
We see it evolve throughout the company. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see an agent who starts out and they're trying to build a business, they're trying to build a database, they're trying to create those relationships that it takes to make it work, and then you'll see a team team leader within the company, and they're trying to help grow that team and develop their team members. And then from our level, it's changed from, they don't let me open a lockbox anymore. They try to, it feels like they try to keep me away from our clients. But I get my excitement more today. It's about seeing that new agent come in and be able to help them succeed and watch them through the struggles and try to create some shortcuts for them and help them make sure they're doing the right things first. So.
Well, we're getting a little deep here, folks, but I sure do love it. It's
Jeff
definitely
about made me cry. I was ready to quit.
It's definitely inspiring.
I haven't picked on you or either one of you yet.
You've been sweet today.
I actually thought that I was alone when I started thinking about my whys and realizing that I had more than just one why. So I'm glad to know that you can definitely have more than one. But the importance, listeners, is that you have to start with yourself. Sit in a dark room, maybe really dig deep and think about why you are getting up in the morning and achieving your dreams. So, last question, guys, and then...
Hey, wait, Kaylen, before we get to that question, I just want to say one thing about your why is, the great thing about your why is it's your why. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, my why may be completely different from your why, and that's okay. You just have to know what your why is, because the other thing about it is this business will, like we talked about earlier, will spit you up and chew you up and spit you out, probably the other way around. But if you can remember your why, it can get you through those valleys.
Right.
And remember, listeners, too, if you're tailoring your why to somebody else's why, you're doing it wrong. That's right. So for our lake travelers that are coming down these upcoming weekends, I know spring is right around the corner and we couldn't be more excited about it. I know I am. I cannot personally stand winter, so I'm ready for the warm weather. So guys, can you give our listeners that are traveling down here just kind of some uniqueness to our lake area, our lake market, maybe some market trends that maybe nobody knows about?
Absolutely. Well, right now, the market is extremely hot. It's been, our market is, we haven't had the huge upswing that some of the metro areas have, but we have had steady continued growth through the past 10 years, probably 8-9 years, really steady growth, but not insane growth. So it's not like our prices have just skyrocketed. They've for sure come back, but it's not been unhealthy. Our inventory is finally at a point where it is getting tight and getting hard. We've seen that the last 2 years, and so we're seeing prices increase more right at this moment than we have in a long time. So it's a primo time to buy or sell, because we see that trend happening pretty consistently over the next couple of years.
In the last couple weeks, we have seen inventories increase, so there are great properties coming onto the market. It's like Jason said, it's a very healthy market, which we're really thankful for. We miss the volatility in some of the others, and many of our segments have increased by numbers of transactions and those inventories stabilizing. So there are plenty of properties here and plenty of good properties here. You just have to define what you're looking for, visit with your agent, understand the expectation, what you get for what you pay, but it is the perfect time. So we're excited about it.
Overall, too, I mean, a lot of times people, if you're not used to looking at lake property, you can have sticker shock. But at the same time, if you compare us to any type of lake that is anywhere near the amenities that we have, which honestly I don't think there are any out in the United States that compare to our lake. I'm not biased, I promise, but it's amazing the value that you get for a house here at Lake of the Ozarks.
How about cost of living?
Yeah,
and
our taxes. Sometimes people will come from out of town and they'll freak out because they think that's they're like, is that a month? Mm-hmm. They're like, nope, that's for the whole year. And then they freak out the other way. They just can't believe how low our taxes are.
So you drive around the lake now. You see, we're starting to see lots of new development, lots of activity.
We're getting an Old Navy. I can't believe it.
Old Navy, a couple restaurants, brand new restaurants coming in. All the waterfront stuff is starting to take off and get going. We've had some good activities already this winter, but every day we get a day closer to spring and summer. It's awesome to see everything opening up. So
I've been seeing some fishermen out there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can just feel it. The lake, people are excited. I think 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. People are just excited. I think people are ready to be on the water.
Well,
So,
statistics-wise, 19 was a great year, and 20 were already ahead of 19.
yeah, by a good little ways. So,
That's fantastic. Well, Grow, Thrive, Inspire listeners, we couldn't be more thankful to these guys for bringing the information here and sharing it with us. I am telling you that the upcoming episodes are going to be jam-packed with even more amazing information to incorporate into your daily routines. Be prepared, listen in on Wednesdays, and be sure to like our page and subscribe to catch the latest updates. And then also, lastly, be sure to check out our REMAX Lake of the Ozarks Facebook page for any upcoming open houses. We're going to have those posted on Thursdays for the upcoming weekend, just in case you're interested in any real estate that might be going on. I know that we love our area, and we know you will too. So remember, success is fueled by consistency and a positive mindset. We will be bringing more of that to you next week, so stay tuned.
I'm like super nervous.
I am too. I'm scared to death, to be honest with you. My hands are shaking real bad.
Everybody says don't drink water because there's
I heard
oil.
that. That's a good thought. We're gonna put that back on.
I like it cold.
I'm gonna take a drink of this prior. This is supposed to be fun. Everything's supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. You ready? Our kids are in high school.
Oh crap! That was hot in a hurry.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh, it's getting worse. You have Kleenex.
How can it be that hot?
Oh, but that's getting worse now. I knew this wasn't gonna be good.
You all right?
Yeah, you.
Fantastic.
It's on my lip and my tongue.
You guys are going down.
I told him this comes back.
That's hot.
It's like a fire.
That is terrible.
I do too. My dad put Nair in his nose one time. It's had to be close to the same feeling.
This ice cream is not helping.
I want to run. No, nothing's helping.
Eat fewer calories. And exercise more to maintain a healthy weight. Eat more fish.
It just doesn't quit.
Eat more fish. Evidence from several studies suggests that fish can help protect against prostate cancer.
Ice cream helps. It does.
No,
It does.
for a second, incorporated cooked tomatoes with olive oil have been shown to be beneficial and cruciferous. Oh my gosh, that is the worst ever. Broccoli and cauliflower are good too. Soy-based foods, green tea. Relax and enjoy life. That's what number 4 says. How is that? This is not being relaxing. It says reduce stress in the workplace. Reduce stress in the workplace and will improve your survivorship and lead to a stronger, happier life for men 50 or older, or those with a family history of prostate cancer at 40. A yearly rectal exam and PSA test. I would rather have
That's better than this.
I would much rather have a rectal test than this.
There's something wrong with your team.
It's not my team.
People that come up with ideas like this are, something's wrong with them.
I'm getting a new team. Buffalo, my neighbor was talking about he was cleaning a bunch of peppers and he went peed and he got it on his.
No.
Yeah, so be careful. This do anything?
Not really. Not really at all, actually. Okay, so the reason we did this was for prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Every time you eat one of these Grim Reaper Choco things, they donate $5 towards prostate cancer. I can't even speak yet.
It's for sure for a good cause. Obviously,
Absolutely.
Cancer's a bad deal, and prostate cancer is a huge one for guys.
Guys need to go get checked. I was told that you have to do that at 40 by my loving wife, and apparently that was 10 years early.
Hey,
I can say that it's way better
Than this?
than this.
Yeah. So it is for a good cause, but next time I'm just going to give a lot more money. The gun is cool though. Nathan was trying to make up for getting us back with these cool dart
That
guns.
even the score, didn't it?
No, not even close. Not even close. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys
Nice
did good.
work. Nice work.